Today, Frigg's Day, is Remembrance Day. For Remembrance Day, I want to read a passage about Baldur's death from Waking the Dragons by Andreas Cornwall. And then I'm going to talk about Remembrance Day. At Baldur's funeral, the whole mosaic of creation arrived. Trolls stood next to elves, giants, tomtar, landwights, wardens, and humans. Frigg was escorted by Odin, then all the Valkyries followed behind. 2 ravens flew high in the skies above. The great love god Frey arrived drawn on a chariot by the golden boar Gullinbursti. Heimdall rode on his mighty steed Goldtop, and Freya wore her great tiara and necklace and was pulled by her great cats. All approached and gave their offering to Baldur's ship Hringhorni, where his body was laid. It was a gathering the 9 worlds had only seen at the ritual of reconciliations between the Aesir and Vanir. Odin offered his ring Draupnir to the ship that contained all the world's wealth and whispered a secret into Baldur's ear. There was also Baldur's wife, Nanna. Her heart had broken of sorrow, and she was laid next to Baldur to burn with him in the roaring fire. Remembrance Day is important because we need to remember that many people gave their lives for a freedom we have enjoyed. What they'd make of the modern world, I don't know. I see a lot of disconnection from these memories. I am of, I suppose, a generation and age that my grandparents fought in the Second World War, or parents experienced the war or the aftermath of the war. And for my generation and the younger generations, it's sort of probably more the younger generations just have no connection to it other than things like Remembrance Day and history. And obviously in Norse paganism, ancestor worship is important, and something like this just strikes home that we need to remember the many deaths there were in fighting 2 world wars. Now today marks the end of the First World War, and that was Armistice Day. Armistice Day became Remembrance Day after the Second World War. And it's important to remember as well that Remembrance Sunday is not Remembrance Day. So that's something else that we will practice and pay our respects to on Sunday, not just today. Perhaps the thing that remembers what has been is the poem that was written by Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae in 1915. And I'm going to end this video reading that and not really go into much else. That's all that needs to be said. And sort of take your time, if you can, to remember the fallen. In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.